Alright. What the hell is going on, everybody? And welcome back. Down in the bottom left side of the map, we've got MaxPax. And in the top right, we've got Dark. And why am I showing you this game? What is special? Well, guess what? This was played in last week's ESL Weekly NA Cup. And I played against MaxPax right before this. Just 2 matches before I played MaxPax. I was Zerg, he was Protoss. And I've said, you know what? I really like the new maps, even though I think quite a few of them aren't great for Zerg. I'm not going to veto any of the new maps, I'm just going to veto old maps. And to my surprise, MaxPax immediately vetoed Post-Youth, this map that we're on right now. And the first thing I said to him was, what? Number one, do you not like fun? But more importantly, do you not like winning? You know this is a really good map for Protoss versus Zerg, right? And MaxPax was like, oh, to be honest, I haven't played it at all. I don't like the new maps, so I just vetoed them. And I haven't played a single ZVP on this map. And I was like, what? He's like, but it's a free gold base for Zerg. Gold is good for Zerg, so that's bad. And I was like, what free gold base? You mean the one in the main where they get only 3 mineral patches, but you get it for free as well? Because look, it's inside your main base, which is great for Protoss. Getting a free expansion. They don't have to worry about the danger of ling floods or anything. These minerals are very easy to defend. And you can even full wall off and then mine those minerals out later if you want. Though not very advisable, because it is hard to wall off behind those minerals. And MaxPax is like, okay, but what about the other gold? And I was like, dude, have you seen the terrain around this gold? Look at the way Stalkers can abuse these ledges. And it's funny, because he kind of like had a very open-minded response where he's like, maybe I'll have to try it. Well, lo and behold, after 2-0ing me very promptly, as you would expect, he's playing Dark, and he's not vetoed Post-Youth. And in fact, he's picked it as the first map in their series. So this is actually really cool to see. I was saying to him, like, look, in general, I think Stalkers are great at using the map. I think Oracle harassment is still great here. If they do take the gold, I actually think you can take the gold as well, potentially, as the Protoss player. I don't know if you need to necessarily. I think you could just take the normal third and then just do blink pressure and punish them for taking the gold, because blinking Stalkers back around this terrain and the sight blocker with stasis traps, it's just deadly. Super hard to deal with. And I'm curious. Let's see what MaxPax has got in store for us. So far, very standard Stargate build. He's delayed Warp Gate. Adept's coming out. But it's a defensive Adept because he hasn't chrono boosted it. Notice he's just looking around for any Zerglings. And of course, Dark going for that third hatchery up front. Now, Dark, I feel like he figured out his build orders for the maps on day one of the map pool coming out. And I don't see too much deviation. Lots of Ling Floods, lots of proxy hatcheries. On Dynasty, he likes to do Roach Ling all-ins if we get to that map. And then a bunch of other things as well. But I think, honestly, it's going to just be interesting to see, because how does MaxPax adapt with, admittedly, as he said, 0 practice on the map? Like, what's he doing? I have actually been making fun of a lot of the players on the maps. Like, played Clem the other day, and he was vetoing this map as well as Dynasty. And I was like, these are both way better for Terran than Zerg. Like, what are you doing, man? This map's covered in choke points. Clem finally agreed with me on Dynasty. He said, well, yeah, it's probably really good for Terran, I guess. But on this map, he was still kind of fighting me on it. He was like, oh, I'm not sure, maybe. I'll keep an open mind kind of thing. But I love it. This is my favorite thing recently, is me trying to tell pro gamers they're wrong and then seeing them sometimes test it out and go, no, you were completely wrong. I was right the whole time. Other times they reverse their decision. But it's always fun to kind of just give them different ideas, because there's so many different options in StarCraft. And I get the advantage of having watched more StarCraft than any pro gamer, just due to, casting literally all of their games. So I get to kind of steal ideas from all of them and then try to spread the ideas around that I think sometimes are being underused. It is a gold base straight away on the third, guys. This is a very greedy gold, but with Oracles out, it's hard to punish. And Dark, has he not? Dark's not scouting. Dark, and I would say Dark and Rain are famous for not scouting that much. Oh, he's just going to take a 4th base on the gold himself. I don't think he's expecting this. I think he's expecting a normal base. So we're going 2 Oracles. He stopped at 2. He's not getting a 3rd. He hasn't found any damage. 1 drone is not a lot, guys. And he gets a few more. Okay, so he brings it up to 4, 3 drones total. It's not too bad. Oh, Queen's going to get some damage, though. Great Queen movement by Dark. Almost gets an Oracle. Behind that, there's been a Twilight. He's now going for 4-gate Blink, which is pretty safe. Notice he skipped the Forge. So he's either going to do this just to be safe because he's expecting a big all-in from Dark, or he can use it to be aggressive. If he builds more gateways before Forge, that's when you know MaxPax is super committed to... Okay! I actually thought he was going to go Forge there. This is when you know he's super committed to aggression. 2 more gateways coming out. Oracle's going to tag the creep tumors. Adepts are going to go in. Nice shade for harass, but he does actually pull back at the last second, just trying to be annoying. Dark is on 55 drones against 53, but actually it's MaxPax with the gold minerals heavily mining right now, going up to a 4th gas as well. Now he starts a forge, but only after 6 gates. So we're going to see 6 gate blink pressure. And the question is, can Dark defend this hatchery? Because I really feel if you don't get this hatchery up early and get creep out in front of it, up onto this high ground, fighting around here is so awkward as the Zerg player. But actually, MaxPax is just going to go around the left. He's not even going to utilize that area. Wow. I thought he'd just poke from the high ground. Maybe he doesn't know about the gold either. Oh, yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't know about the gold. I think he was expecting a more standard 4th base, perhaps. Now, Zergman comes in, sees the gold base. Dark knows about it, but look at that. Oracle turned on their lasers. Stalkers and Adepts fighting. Queen Ling is all he's got. He doesn't even have a Roach Warren. Dark's been so greedy trying to mass Zerglings here. He's got a ton of hatcheries, a 5th hatchery on the way as well, because he's got that gold minerals that he needs to spend. MaxPax coming around, finding out about the gold base. He's going to feel like Christmas came early, because that is a vulnerable gold mineral line. Lings can't fight in there. No way. Look at this choke point, especially if you throw some stasis traps down. It's hard to deal with. Oh, he's going to go for the pylon. He's going to go for the pylon. Oracles and Stalkers and Adepts trying to deal with it. Check out the Oracles on the top left. Probe goes down, but it looks like that pylon will get depowered. MaxPax has already brought another probe up to replace the pylon on the top left. Stalkers win the fight on the right side. MaxPax is building a 4th base behind this. He's got +1 in the way, but this 6-gate blink aggression is absolutely deadly. He kills Dark's gold base, takes a massive advantage, and he's not done yet. He's actually repowering the gate on the front. He's got more Stalkers coming from his side. Mass Ling is good if they can surround these units, but in these choke points, with these ledges they can blink up and down, the Oracles overhead, finding a big surround is easier said than done. Upgrade advantage does go to Dark. He's going to spread some Banelings across. They're going to go for the gold base. That could be big. The Stalkers are pushing in. MaxPax is like, dude, there's not enough Zerglings to demand my respect here. Dark is just overrun. He knows he can't fight that many Stalkers with so few Zerglings, and he taps out. All right, so he did that right afterwards. So color me surprised, ladies and gentlemen, when a few days after that, I asked MaxPax for ladder replays because I said, man, all the replays from the last patch got broken. I don't have many games to cast. Could you share me just a bunch of your ladder replays? I'm happy to sort through them. If you could just dump me a replay pack, anything like that, I'd really appreciate it. MaxPax said, no worries. Threw me just a bunch of his recent replays in a folder, and I basically went through and looked about. Now, color me surprised when I went into those maps and I said, oh, post-youth. Has he unvetoed this on the ladder? Apparently he has after that last experience against Dark. He actually lost that series against Dark, by the way. But, you know, he got all in game 2 and 3 and caught off on some of the other maps. But he's now playing it against Terran, and this is bizarre. Because not only is he playing it against Terran, he's playing... I mean, no, sorry, I'm tripping over me in words here. Jesus, I'm forgetting how to speak. This map sucks against Terran. Maybe not sucks, but it's very hard to pull off, is what I would say. I even said to MaxPax, look, this map might be bad against Terran, so I can understand you maybe vetoing it on the ladder, but I think it's really good against Zerg, so I still think you should practice it. And maybe that's his mindset as well. Maybe he thinks, hey, this is good versus Terran and Protoss. Either way, I can't wait to see what he's got in store for us, because I saw a few different PvTs and PvPs as well, which we might show you one of those if this game doesn't take too long. We'll see how long it goes for. But I really want to see what he's got in store for us, because the fact that he's unvetoed it on the ladder, started playing builds, is it all based around the gold? It looks like he's just going to go for the in-base expansion, bit of probe harass against a Reaper opening of Kelazhur. For those who don't know, I know some players recently have said, oh, Kelazhur's not that good. I don't think they've really looked at Kelazhur's results over the last 6 months. He's been on a tear. He's played very good matches against the best of the best, and I'm not saying he's been winning any tournaments, but he has been getting into those, you know, top 16s of the tournaments that are absolutely stacked, you know, making it into the groups and doing very well there at Katowice. He's actually a very strong player right now and kind of chilled out and relaxed as always. Now, the problem with this map against Terran is exactly the same thing that favored Stalkers against Zerg is, well, whoever has the range advantage can use these cliffs, these choke points to their advantage. Terran normally has the range advantage over Protoss because Bio have guns, Zealots don't have guns. Now, obviously, Stalker Colossus have a decent range against Bio, but then if the Terran has siege tanks massively outrange, do very well versus Stalker Colossus, even though they're a less mobile comp. Not to mention that gold base is pretty far forward, so if you commit your army to defending it, drops around this backside into the natural are going to be very dangerous. So I feel like a mixture of Terran mobility to abuse you taking a forward base, as well as potential tank pushes on the high ground, two big problems you're going to have to deal with if you look for that gold base. Now, if you don't look for the gold base, though, and Terran takes it, he's going to get a big advantage. Just make tons more Marines and Marauders. You're going to be in trouble either way. So there's definite issues for either side. Now, one thing you can point out is Terran do not get to mule minerals on the gold. The reason is they mine gold the same rate as they mine blue minerals. SCVs mine faster, so you actually want to just keep mulling your normal patches. Interestingly, Kelazhur didn't pull extra workers onto these gold minerals. That's what I would always pull, a few of these workers that are kind of mining off these slightly further away patches. Just try and get 5 or 6 workers on those gold minerals as quickly as possible. Reaper got 1 probe this game. And oh my god, he's going straight for it. You're kidding me. What is this? 2-gate blink into 3rd Nexus before Robo? Oh. There's greed, and then there's what MaxPax is doing. If he gets away with this, it'll be spectacular. Oh, he's going to scout the probe coming back straight away. He doesn't watch, though. I don't think he was watching. I think Kelazhur had just looked elsewhere. He's got a Cyclone coming forward, though. That might be able to scout it. Reaper goes into the base. Good probe pull. He should just sacrifice it at this point. You know you're not getting out of there. He gets himself a probe. Does go down. Doesn't see anything else, though. Cyclone. Oh, he sees it now. And he says, okay, let's get out of here. Don't lose the Cyclone. Wait for more units. And there's a tank and a lot of Marines coming. +1 weapons has already started. And Stim. Dude, there is going to be a deadly 2 siege tank push. He does a supply drop as well. This is a very optimized pushing build. Supply drop only gives you 100 minerals of value, but it gives it to you instantly, whereas a mule takes a long time to mine its 225 minerals. So this is better for doing like a very optimized build, which allows him to instantly build more Marines, more tanks, and then move out. This is actually really a brutal push. And what do you got to deal with it? Robo, Forge, and only then a 3rd and 4th gateway after Forge. Man, I mean, maybe MaxPax can pull this out, but like he's got no vision. He doesn't have stalkers on the front. This army could move out right now. But Kelazhur is actually going to wait for a 3rd tank. I think pushing out now might actually be the killer window. But I guess with Blink done, you don't have any mobility. If the stalkers were on the front, they'd pick off quite a few Marines. So fair enough. Good on him for being safe. Natural Command Center has a 3rd gas building at it. 3rd barracks is there. Looks like he wants to start a starport. I'd imagine that's what this is for. Starport and then reacted on the barracks. There we go, yeah, starport goes down. He's got Stim and +1, going to be finishing in about 30 seconds, guys. So, 40 seconds. About 5:45. Stalkers coming in. Oh, if they can get a tank, that could be good. It's only 4 Stalkers, though. The Cyclone nearby, that's going to be rough. They blink on that Marine. They start trying to think about harassing from behind. Siege tank. Oh, Siege tank does get caught out. Oh my god, you can't lose the tank. Don't lose the tank. Oh, he keeps it alive. That tank could be deadly. No SCVs here to repair. If he brought a few SCVs, this push would be even scarier in my opinion. Stalkers coming in from behind. They're going to blink in and take out one of the tanks, but how many Stalkers do you pay for that? The other Stalkers come in. Great kind of 2-pronged pressure from MaxPax. Does take out the tanks. Those Stalkers on the backside taking a lot of damage though. Does take out another Marine, but those are so weak. He's got to get them out of there and let their shields regen. That one Marine going to try and get a kill. Oh, he's going to get a kill. He does get a kill before going down. Stalker's getting jumped on by Stim though. Worker mining time is gone. The battery's gonna fall. That's a big amount of damage here for Kelazhur. The Stalker's trying to blink back here. The probes are gonna have to fight. Yes, they do. The Immortal does come down and it kills that Cyclone. Oh, that's still nasty though. 13 probes have gone down. But, oh, he's gonna kill that. Does kill it. Saves the last Stalker as well. And you know what? 3rd Command Center has only just started. So there is a path to recovery in this game, but I think we're already seeing how hard it is to defend this 3rd at this level. Now, to be fair, if I was playing, I think at my level, it wouldn't be too hard to defend this 3rd because I would have just gone Mass Zealot and A-moved on the enemy Marines. I would not have been doing the technical style with the Blink. I would have been more open to things like harassment drops and Widow Mines and stuff by skipping Blink or going for a very fast charge after Blink and not having many Stalkers. And maybe I would have skipped like the Robo, you know, skip a few gases, just to have more Zealots out and basically rely on swarming him. That would be more of a gamble. MaxPax here is trying to, you know, hedge his options a little bit, make sure he's not overcommitted, and he's going to start a 4th base behind this. Dude, he's still got next to no units. He's going 8 gates. He's got charge, but he's got no army. He's got 5 Stalkers, 1 Sentry, 1 Immortal. The medevacs are entering the field. +1 armor's almost done. Shields is almost done for those Marines. And assuming Kelazhur just keeps pumping out bio medevac here, floats his 3rd down, he could be in a very good spot. I wonder if he takes the 3rd. Yeah, he doesn't take the gold. So he's actually playing it a little bit safer right now. Is MaxPax's obsession with the gold base ever since I tipped him off about this map being good for Protoss going to pay off? Or is following the advice of a washed-up commentator who lives vicariously through the pro gamers going to be a bad choice? We're about to find out, because I think he took a ton of damage on the previous wave, and this could be super deadly. Maybe the battery could help? Oh, no. I think the battery could get focused on. Good force field. That stops him from focusing the battery too easily. And Kelazhur's playing very cautiously. Oh, Prism. Prism harass coming in. Oh, this could be a problem. Big Zealot warp in inside the main base there. Marauders coming back. SCVs are going to fight. Oh, those SCVs, you don't want to fight like this, I don't think. Oh, God. Bio comes in, though. Gets rid of that. Be careful of the force field. Force field could be big. Great force field. Traps it. Oh, but he saves almost all of the units. Only one Marauder gets left behind. And even MaxPax actually leaves that Marauder for a little bit before it does go down. But at the same time, the Zealots are doing very well. Ooh, the Marauders and Marines with a bit of surface area. Medevac healing's very nice, though. The Prism is going to get out of there by the looks of it. A couple Marines, not going to be enough to finish that off. Kelazhur took a lot more workers than I realized, though. 20 workers died there. He's up to 26 dead. He's down 23 workers, and with a gold base mining and a fourth base up, if MaxPax can buy himself just a little bit of time, he will be okay in this game. But right now, he's still down 25 army supply. He's desperately trying to buy that time for himself. The bio got left behind this time. Good save. I like that. Just 4 Zealots, picks them up and saves them. And this forces Kelazhur to stay at home with part of his army. So only part of his army's on the front. Is it enough to overwhelm the Immortals? I think it is, honestly. Not if Battery Overcharge comes down. Maybe Battery Overcharge can save the day. Oh my gosh. Already gets an Immortal, gets in, gets out. Clutch play by Kelazhur. Gets a few Zealots on the front as well. Vikings will take out this Prism, but not before some Zealots get inside the base. Kelazhur's doing a great job of shutting down MaxPax attempts to counterattack. But remember, 33 workers only. He does unburrow the Widow Mines. He doesn't want them to friendly fire or waste their shots there. But now that there's no Prism, he can go for the assault. And he has to go now, because guess what? There's a Colossus out. Extended Thermal Lance is on the way. And if Extended Thermal Lance and a second Colossus both get done, that's going to be much harder for Kelazhur to push. Also, he's had to stim so much to get home and cover all this ground. He's out of healing juice. His medevacs are dry right now. His Marauders and Marines, a lot of them have already suffered a single stims of damage. And with Colossus Force Field, maybe MaxPax can hang on to this gold. It's a big Terran army. But oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh. Oh, Colossus going down immediately. He doesn't have a battery overcharge. Oh man, MaxPax is in trouble. The Colossus Immortal doing a massive amount of damage to those clumped Marauders though. Oh, does lose a few probes as well. But you know what? At the end of that, I don't think he's too worried. Zealot's going to come in. They're going to go towards the natural. Marauders and Vikings pulling back. Kelazhur's army supply not as impressive as it was. He's going for 2-2 now. He's building 3 workers at a time. Kelazhur's going to try to recover in the macro game, but he's doing it from a very rough position. MaxPax Gold Base Gambit has paid off. 2 Gate Blink into 3rd Nexus, into Robo Forge, and 3rd and 4th Gateway. There's ballsy openings, and then there's what MaxPax did this game. And some would say, well, it's not ballsy at all. He hasn't built a single disruptor. But I'm talking about the other sort of ballsy. I'm talking about the sort where you are just going to absolutely take a very scary big risk. I like that stim back for Kelazhur. If these Stalkers hang too long, he's going to lose them all. MaxPax. MaxPax. Oh, he's baited. But wait, the Colossus come forward. This is probably good for Kelazhur? Oh, this is a weird fight. It's a bit of a weird fight. Because those units came forward as well and kind of caught Kelazhur off guard. Widowmine does take out just a single Zealot. Kelly, you got to run those workers, Kel. And I think he'll get out of there. Yeah, the Zealots have to pull back. 3-1 for Protoss coming in around the same time. 2-2's coming in, but Kelazhur's worker count is just so far behind. And this is where Protoss has crept ahead. MaxPax kind of staying on the front, keeping up the pressure. He's got a 5th base up against a 3-base Terran who's just, you know, he's dwindling in terms of mining. His numbers are just not that high. Widow Mines take out a Zealot there. Another one does get dodged by the blink there from the Stalker. Second Robo on the way as well as MaxPax rounding out his position at this stage. He doesn't have a Warp Prism on the front with his army. Looks like it's just come out at home. So fair enough. You don't want to push in too deep when you're in this sort of scenario. You want to be very careful. Ghost Academy coming in for Kelazhur as well. Could maybe try to squeeze in a +3 weapons, but on just 51 workers. I think, to me, this feels like Kelazhur is basically going to go for a Hypermax. And I think he's so far behind in terms of like economic growth. That's probably the way to do it. I wouldn't mind him starting +3 weapons, but I think he's just going to basically make a few Ghosts, make a bunch of Marines and Marauders, and then go for that. And a Hypermax, for those who don't know, is basically when you say, I'm too far behind in economy, so I'm just going to try and have as big an army supply when we both max out as possible. And you're probably going to have extra tech and upgrades and bases and economy. And if I let the game drag on, I will lose. But if I can just get one big fight when we're both maxed and I have 30 less workers, so I have 30 more army supply, if I can find a good angle of the fight combined with that big army supply advantage, I might crush you so hard I can push in and win the game. And that's what Kelazhur's kind of looking for here. He's not ready to fight just yet, as he does start 3-3, but he's like, I'm not going to build a 4th command center. I'm not going to build extra workers. I'm not thinking about the future. I'm thinking about the right here and the right now. Zealot drop does get shut down. This is actually pretty good, I would say, for him. Though, as disruptors start building, that's bad for him. Because disruptors can buy time. And remember, Kelazhur cannot let time be bought. He has to go win when he's maxed out. He's kind of, whereas his MaxPax, you want to kind of trim at him. You want to shave off a few units here, a few units there. Bit of a crazy Colossus attack, but the Disruptor shots coming in, making it so hard for Kelazhur. Not to mention, the Stalkers focus down all the Vikings. Even though the Stalkers died pretty quickly, the Colossus stutter step is excellent. The Zealot counterattack coming in as well. And notice how MaxPax, he's taking skirmishes. He's taking fights, but they're not 100% committed, and then pulling back and letting that massive economy lead do the work. He's got 3-1 upgrades. He's got all this other stuff going. And now, that idea of that maxed out moment that Kelazhur was looking for, it's not going to happen. He's only at 120 supply, 40 workers. So that was a perfect moment for MaxPax to pick an engagement on his terms before Kelazhur got the advantage of that gamble that he was going for. And now Kelazhur finds himself deep in the ground. EMPs his own Medivacs to kill that Observer. Yowchies. Ooh, Disruptor shots coming forward. Decent spread on the Marauders, though. Decent spread on the Marauders. There's just not that many of them. Disruptor hits his own Colossus in the back. A Colossus goes down to the Vikings as well. There's just enough Zealots on the south side to break that Marauder line. And he just cannot get through those Colossus. MaxPax and the Gold Gambit pays off. All right. Well, you know what, gang? He's obsessed with the gold base. What's the bet he does it in PvP as well? This is another ladder replay. MaxPax in the top right of Post-Youth up against skillous in the bottom left. And I imagine he's going to take advantage of that gold base again. Does he take it as the third? If you want to take a dangerous base like that as a third, what I would normally advise a player do is go for something like a proxy forward gateway. Once you're on 2 bases, get your 2 bases up, and then you go proxy gateway, so you can do like 3 gateways at home, 1 proxied for fast warp-ins, and do like a 4-gate blink aggression. And then as you're starting that aggression, you build your 3rd nexus and kind of probe it up behind it. So you keep your opponent pinned back. Maybe you cancel their 3rd base. You try to look for good fights, but you really keep them on the defensive, so your exposed 3rd doesn't get taken advantage of. And if those skirmishes go well for you, you can get way ahead off the gold. Or even if it doesn't go that well, you kind of avoid fighting. You try to like run over here, blink in the main base because there's a great blink in ledge, harass this natural. You can do a lot of different moves by being the aggressive Stalker player to buy time for that gold base to pay off. And of course, I'm talking about this as if it's going to be blink first blink. The reason is blink first blink is most PvPs. That's like the base you go for. Once you both get to 15 or 20 Stalkers, a lot of players will transition into more Immortals, Zealots, Archons, and if it gets there, potentially Disruptors if the game goes long enough. Skytoss technically after Disruptors as well, though that's very late in the game once you've usually got a 5th base and maybe even beyond that point. MaxPax does scout earlier than skillous. Now notice they've both got a Nexus up. Skillous's one actually went down a little bit earlier as he's gone, oh, this is Nexus first. Oh, it's Nexus first for skillous up against just 1 gate expand for MaxPax. Now, a lot of players would feel like they need to do damage to the opponent. But I think seeing that it's a Nexus for MaxPax, skillous is probably pretty chill. And he's actually going to wall off with 2 gates into Cybercore, which I think is cool because he can open up a hole later. And basically this way Adepts can't get in to threaten him. You can just chrono probes. You can transfer probes onto the gold straight away if you want as well. He's not going to bother doing that. I've been surprised so few people doing that. I think part of the reason is he's like, hey, my workers are optimized. They're all doubled up. I don't want to mess with that. It does take a bit of extra micro to fix that, but definitely a small optimization I'd like to see a few more players take advantage of. It's cool to see, man. You know what I love about this is, like I said, these replays are from just a few days after I told him about that, the map being good for Protoss in the first one. And to already see MaxPax kind of embracing the map and being so quick to figure things out is actually really cool. Because I've talked about MaxPax as being a player who's much slower to adapt to new maps and new map pools than a lot of other players. Like every time I do a New Balance, new map pool show match, Clem 4-0s him. It's happened twice in a row. I'm literally not going to do that again. If I do a New Balance show match on the next patch between those two, it's going to be played on the previous season's map pool, just with the balance changes. Because I think Clem adapts really quickly with his aggressive Terran style, whereas MaxPax is a defensive guy who likes having thousands of reps in each situation. He takes a little bit more time to get the lowdown on how to play it. Now, he's got the probe in the back. That's finally going to die to the Sentry Stalker, but he sees it's Twilight Council. Meanwhile, he's going for an Oracle, and Skillous has no idea. So it's going to be a double Oracle opening. We'll see if he can find any damage. And he's already looking for the gold base. He's like, dude, you walled yourself in with an Nexus first. Yeah, you're ahead 3 or 4 probes. Doesn't matter. I'm going to go straight for the gold. So double Oracle into 2 gate, into a gold base Very greedy build. Oracle gets spotted. He's got 2 Stalkers and a Sentries in the main, Stalker at the front, and a Shield Battery in the natural. Completely defended here. Oracle has to back away. Good revelation, though. And importantly for MaxPax, doesn't take too much damage. Now, Skillous, he's taken a 3rd base, and he's sneaking a probe around the map, looking maybe for a forward pylon or something like that. But the gold base next is starting not long behind it either. Second Oracle coming out. We've got a Twilight Council of his own. He will be going for Blink after this. Oracle comes in, goes for a Stasis Trap. Sorry, I missed that. He actually got 5 probes frozen there for, I think it's like 17 seconds. It's not a massive amount. Killing probes is always way better value. But, of course, if there's a shield battery, you can't really kill those probes. So better than nothing. And, oh, the Adept just killed a probe, guys. A probe came to mine the minerals, and the Adept actually stopped it from mining the minerals. That's actually really cute. Now, these workers haven't been told to go back to mining. Small change a few seasons ago is you can actually give orders to your workers even when they're frozen in Stasis Trap. I think some players don't know that yet. Oracle sneaking around the left. Pylon sees it. He should be ready. Oh, Skillous missed it. Oh, no, he sees it. He sees it. He knows about it. He knows. He knows. He's a little slow to move forward. Could have maybe done a bit more damage to those Oracles. Great sliding micro from MaxPax, but he's going to lose an Oracle for this. Gets himself 5 more probes, but he loses an Oracle. And, oh, dude, if Blink was done, he might have lost the second one. Good defense by Skillous. But you know what? It's gold time, baby. It's gold time. Get gold or go home. That's what MaxPax says is the post-youth addiction. And you know what? He's way down in Stalkers, so this is incredibly dangerous. If Skillous goes right now with Blink, I think he can kill him. I do think this is definitely a little vulnerable. But he's got an Adept being annoying. He's going to shade in. There's plenty of Stalkers. Dude, MaxPax needs to warp in so many Stalkers right now. That Adept goes down. Sorry for the bad observing. Oracle is kind of keeping him pinned back as well because he's like, well, what if he builds another Oracle? I don't want to be undefended. But going for the Forge and the Robo here, you can see he's had to build all these Stalkers defensively. MaxPax is starting to catch up. MaxPax has his 4 gateways up a little bit quicker, and he's going for a 5th and 6th gateway as well. So once he gets that Stalker count up, he will be able to push forward, and he's got a bit of a mineral advantage from that gold base. Still a very even game. Skillous up slightly, one or 2 workers, and up a few Stalkers. But his upgrades are a little behind as well. Robo timing is almost identical. Stalkers coming forward for MaxPax. Good blink back for both sides. No damage done. Ooh, Skillous does get a bit of hit points off that Stalker. Bit risky the blink forward, but it pays off. +1 attack is almost finished here. I feel like MaxPax... Oh, he's going to do the blink in the main that I was talking about. It's a risky maneuver, but it can pay off big, man. He's just got to be ready to recall, or blink out straight away. Oh, I love the Stasis Trap, so you can't blink on him. Or you can, actually. Oh, Stasis Trap only gets 2 of the Stalkers. He tries to blink out after him, but Skillous kind of messes the blink up a little bit. Oh, MaxPax, very decisive there. And he should blink away right now. Oh, Skillous, careful, mate. Wait, what's that? Oh, 2 Adepts came in on the left side as well. That's 10 probes going down. That's in total. So that includes the early probes. That was about 5 more probes, I think, just went down there. Not bad. Great distraction for MaxPax, keeping up the multi-prong. He's still got the Oracle for Revelation or Stasis Trap as well, which could be really big. He's now up a bunch of workers with his 4th base up, while Skillous is pinned on 3 base. So he's getting that economic advantage and 6 gates versus 7 gates in Skillous's favor, but MaxPax is building 4 more. So MaxPax has a faster +2, faster charge, faster prism, faster 4th base, which is already full of workers, which is a massive income advantage, and he's going up to 10 gates. So as long as he can keep Skillous back, even though he's slightly down on Stalkers, if he can just defend for a little bit, all of this investment will pay off in the near future. MaxPax is up in supply, but his army supply is about dead even. 21 Stalkers for him, 22 for Mr. Skillous. Another Adept Shaden only gets 2 probes, but the Stalker Warp and shuts it down. Gold base goes down for Skillous as well. Oracle on the right side does force a bunch of Stalkers, and those Stalkers blinked after it, which means they're stuck behind the gateway. So you got to be, it's the harassment from MaxPax is making it very hard for Skillous to ever identify when he has a Stalker advantage. Because even when he has a Stalker advantage on the map, half of them are defending Adepts, some of them are defending Oracles. He doesn't have all of his Adepts on the front. That was a really good blink micro from him. He dodged the first wave of projectiles from MaxPax. And his Observer gives good vision here. Observer for MaxPax comes forward as well. It's dancing in and out. Good Observer micro. Big blink fight. That Immortal could change things in favor of MaxPax though. Oh, he blinks on it. Skillous goes for the dive. He feels he's got the numbers right now. It's a pretty close fight. I don't really know who's winning here. But as the Zealots start to come in, I do think MaxPax will stabilize. Units lost tab shows us that overall, Skillous has lost 15, 11 for MaxPax, but MaxPax lost the Immortal as well, not to mention the Oracle and the Adepts that have gone down this game. Stalkers pick off the battery and then pull back. This is an awkward position to fight. I feel like force fields especially can be brutal here. That sentry, yeah, that force field allows you to kind of just control this area and pick off these workers willy-nilly. Zealots coming in from the right there. We've got a Zealot drop going for the back as well. I love the counterattack attempts here from MaxPax. No battery on that base. Big Zealot warp in there as well. He's going to start focusing the battery down. Stalkers will warp in, but that battery's going to be toast. Stalkers on the front for Skillous had a good position. Every time MaxPax is pinned defensively, he pulls out a counterattack. He pulls out a little bit of harassment. A little Warp Prism here, a Zealot there, an Adept here, and an Oracle there. He's being a nuisance to play against. And Skillous is struggling against this. He's down to 46 probes. How many workers has he lost? He's up to 26 dead workers. The mass Zealot warping is huge. He pushes on the front at the same time. And MaxPax, apparently, in the course of a few days, has become a master of navigating gold bases in all 3 matchups on this map. The speed that this kid learns at is insane. Going from, I've never played a PvZ on that map, to me convincing him it's good, to he picks the map against Dark literally less than an hour after I've told him that, beats him very one-sidedly, then within a few days is playing it against all of these players on the ladder and winning all 3 matchups. Really cool play. And I might have to take back what I've said about MaxPax not being a super fast learner of new maps, because he seems to have picked this up really nicely. GG, well played, MaxPax.